beginning of time and space and stories as we know them, there was Atlas, the Titan god who bore the sky aloft, the personification of endurance. Atlas was a leader of the Titans in their war against Zeus. Naughty Zeus, and after their defeat, he was condemned to carry the heavens upon his shoulders. According to others, he was instead or later appointed guardian of the pillars which held the earth and sky.
Atlas was also the god who instructed mankind in the art of astronomy, a tool which has been used by sailors in navigation and farmers in measuring the seasons. These roles are often combined, and Atlas became the god who turned the heavens on their axis, causing the stars to revolve.
So, atlases. Let's talk about them. What are they? Well, I'll tell you. In short, they are books of maps. But atlases are so much more than that. They are like historical time capsules. They capture the world as people once believed it to be, or perhaps wished it to be.
And here at Fordham University Libraries, we have an entire section dedicated to atlases, aptly known as Atlas Area. This section is tucked away toward the end of the reference collection in the Walsh Library, or when you're on the first floor, you can walk through the back door of the student lounge and then make a left towards the windows overlooking Fordham Road, 3rd Avenue, and you'll find the Atlas section.
If you don't see Party City, you've gone too far.
You're gone to the wrong place.
And I should know because it's my favorite part of the library. I am serious. I'm not kidding. I love maps. The whole existence for this episode, this 4th episode of season 3, is entirely my fault. We don't really know what we're doing. But look, this section of our library, I mean, it's not necessarily the largest. There's maybe 100 or so atlases in total, but what it lacks in size, it makes up for in heart. Because these atlases, they're cool, man. I mean, right, Amber? They're real cool.
Yeah, sure. They're very, very cool, Hannah. And these books cover such a wide range of material. We've got atlases in the collection detailing everything from celestial skies to the age of exploration, when the world was still being mapped out piece by piece.
That's beautiful, Amber. See, you're getting into the cartographic spirit now.
Sure am.
Well, you know what I think is pretty cool about this collection, besides everything?
Talk to me, as long as you keep it short and not too longitude.
Keeping things short and concise, well, I never. I just can't relatitude. Okay. But in all seriousness, something that is pretty neat about our physical in-print atlas collection in Walsh is how they preserve historical boundaries between countries and territories that ultimately do change over time.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, there are plenty of maps that can be found online, but these resources tend to be up to date about where current political borders are.
Totally. And though accuracy is the name of the game, the atlases of yesteryear help us see how the world of the past was drawn and perceived by its inhabitants.
What's more is that the library collection also holds variant types of gazetteers that provide more historical information about geographical area and can be used in conjunction with maps.
That's right. Rose Hill Reference even has a facsimile of this 6-volume, the iconography. Oh my God, I really can't say that word right now. Iconography of Manhattan Island, 1498 to 1909, Gazetteer, which, as you might have guessed, is a magnificent and comprehensive illustrated history of Manhattan and is compiled from original sources and illustrated reproductions of important maps, plans, portraits, and documents. And why am I talking about this?
I think to show our listeners that atlases or books are used in conjunction with atlases or maps or historical texts are often pretty detailed and involve a lot more than just maps.
Nicely put. Okay, I see what you did there, what I did there.
Yeah.
And you know what? You, our listeners, you're in luck because we're going to stop talking about these atlases and we're going to start exploring them. See, we've already done you a favor. We've already been exploring around the Atlas area. And, well, there's a lot of cool items up there,
Yeah.
as we've mentioned. But we've brought down some of our favorites, the favorites from Amber and myself, to flip through with you guys today, to explore with you, rather. Have you noticed I've been saying that word a lot since we started talking about maps, Amber?
Yeah, so the first one on the list is called the Atlas of Shipwreckers, Shipwrecks, and Treasure.
I do like shipwreckers.
Shipwreckers is good. Sounds like an MTV
Shipwreckers.
show.
Okay, Amber. So this one here, you brought it down to explore. It's one of your favorites that we found up there.
Sure.
I mean, I see why. It's kind of cool that there's an atlas of shipwrecks and treasure.
Yeah, so like the beginning of the book, it shows the location, and then towards the end, it's the map of where this treasure is.
So what treasure? Like what? Like where's the pirate's booty? Calm down, you
weirdos.
You weirdos. We're
of...
not talking about the cheddary snack.
Or the socks.
We're talking about real treasure booty.
Yeah. So
so that's a pretty cool atlas there. I mean, it even has all these islands where treasure should be. It
Global
has
Island.
It has love it. It has all these like ships, and it seems like it really goes around the world.
It does go around the world, yeah, for sure.
And speaking of around the world, all around the world, we can make time for the map that I'm bringing here. Transit maps of the world. Holy moly!
Yeah.
What a cool atlas.
Wowzers.
Yeah. So I love this one because you flip through it and you see transit maps from around the world. I mean, Amber, did you know that like a lot of cities have a subway?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's in here.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's nuts. Right now, I'm looking at a transit map of Amsterdam. And
nice.
then Athens. So that's really cool. Prague has a transit map. They're different colors. You can go to Taipei, Toronto, Antwerp. What I'm saying is that essentially in Birmingham, it seems like it's a straight line. What I'm saying is that I love this atlas because it kind of like, I mean, I don't know. It's cool to see other cities' subways.
Yeah.
There's more than just the New York MTA.
100%.
There's ones like Glasgow apparently is just a circle.
This is an oval.
Yeah. And that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm all about that.
Yeah.
All right. What's your next atlas, Amber?
The next one I have is the State of Health Atlas. I'm like a very big health phobe person. Like I am all about that stuff. So
Amber makes me wash my hands before I come within 2 feet of her.
Yeah, get out of here, Hannah. So this atlas, this book, it gives you a map of all the continents, and like it goes into different parts, like public health challenges based on where you are in the world. It gives statistics.
What the heck?
Yeah.
So what's health for us? Like where we are? What's going on for us?
Let's see. As people migrate from rural to urban settings, they are exposed to new health risks. That makes sense. The more people you're around, the more the pollution, not the best food probably that you're exposed to compared to like rural areas.
Diversity in general is good for health, I believe. And like being exposed to...
It can be good and bad.
Good and bad.
You know? Climate change, how it's affecting certain parts of the area more than others maybe. There's parts disabilities. There was something I saw about like the average lifespan.
Ooh, well,
depending on where you are.
I believe that women is usually longer than men.
Yes.
And then, I mean, this is a different topic entirely, but you have like the blue zones, right? Okay, guys, this doesn't have to do with atlases, but while Amber's flipping through this, I'm going to tell you. There's 5 places. They're called the blue zones. They are... What they are is this. It just has the highest, it's like the... on average, highest, like, oldest age here. So it has the most people, 100 plus. Centurions, I believe they're called. It's in Sardinia. It's in Okinawa. It's in Icaria, Greece. I might be mispronouncing that. It's somewhere in California and somewhere in Costa Rica. And yeah, you know, so on a side note, these
Yeah.
people, they seem to have a lot of legumes. Okay, now back to your atlas. Guys, if you're into health, you got to check out this book.
Check out this book.
Check out this book that
There's
Amber has.
so much. The stats. I'm big on stats. I like stats. I like seeing percentages and are we winning or are we not winning?
Yeah,
you know?
statistics is a story.
How low on the totem pole are we when it comes to injuries?
Right.
You know, who's got us beat with not being injured?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if you're into health, definitely check this one out. And if you're into past worlds, Atlas of Archaeology, I recommend checking out that exact title because this is my next atlas that I brought. And oops, guys, it's
a big atlas.
It's a big atlas. There's some big mamma jammas up in the Atlas area.
Very
let me tell
heavy.
You. And this is really, really cool. We're going from the first modern humans. And what it is, it has a map. Obviously, it's an atlas.
It's an atlas.
But it has a map of so it has a map of Africa here, 120,000, 35,000 BCE. And next to the map, we also have a graph. We have a graph of animals and how they evolve. We have a picture of a human skull. Spooky.
Yeah.
I mean, Halloween just happened, but
Yikes.
Jiminy Crickets.
Yeah.
And now we have, okay.
Oh, lovely.
We're going to go a little bit into the future because I just flipped the page to 50 BC, 400 AD. We're in Roman landscape. We have a map of Rome, of, maybe there's some Germania surrounding it before some invasions, of course, from those areas in Rome. And we also have a map of what a Roman country house might look like, especially if you're living large.
Yeah.
Which I would like to do
I'd
in
like
Rome.
to be there.
I mean,
That's
of course.
nice.
That sounds nice. Now, Iron Age in Africa, 1000 BC is 650. Another map. We have some more images. And we have a little...
Their dwellings.
Their dwellings.
Dwelling.
Exactly. So this is a little map of what that home looks like. So, I mean, maps are beyond just country borders. They're maps of of the materials they used and how they lived, pretty much. So it really takes you around the world. I mean, right here now, towards the end, I ended up in New Zealand. And I'm looking at a map of New Zealand and the early peoples of New Zealand. Whoa, okay.
Oh, boy.
Didn't know it also had the Arctic world. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, what a map.
What a journey exploring. Now, Amber doesn't know this, but because I'm so enthusiastic, I brought some more.
Oh, boy. What do you have?
I have some honorable mentions. This is an atlas of stateless nations in Europe. What? How specific. But yes, there is a whole atlas on it. And this is just an atlas on the state of the world, general, but informative. So you open up one of these, you can know, okay, great, I'm opening up one of the state of the world, religious beliefs from around the world. Remarkable. I mean, we have the Judeo-Christian religions, the Buddhism, other religions. It color codes the entire world.
Love that.
Accordingly. Very unique.
Diversity
of cities. So let's do a little, Amber, what do you think the most diverse city in the world is?
Oh, gosh. The most diverse city in the world?
In the entire world.
I'm going to be obvious and be like New York.
New York City, baby, that's the one.
Yeah.
So congratulations to New York.
Yeah.
We won. And, I mean, yeah, it's pretty much, it measures global peacefulness.
I think it's, what's the happiest place on earth?
Bahrain? Bhutan? Sweden?
I think it's Sweden.
Sweden?
Tina Turner lived there, so it had to be.
Good.
Rest in peace.
Good. And it also brings up some of the health stuff in here too, different diseases, but it also talks about biodiversity. Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, Amber, let's play a little game on air, live. She doesn't know I'm doing this. We're not live, but you know what I mean. Amber, open up to a random page in the Atlas of Stateless Nations in Europe, and let's just see what it is.
Catalan countries.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So we have a whole little page on the Catalan countries. It gives a little blurb here about, what it is. Of course, they speak their own language. They give them a little slogan.
Love that.
I made a little map here on Scotland, as I'm going to Scotland relatively soon. And
Yeah.
Amber is close to someone who just got back from there, and it has information about Scotland. So maybe this is something I want to look up before I go.
Exactly.
So this is how it's very useful.
Know where you're going before you're going.
Oh, geez, Louise. Well, I'm obviously having a lot of fun. I hope that everyone else is too. But if atlases and maps don't mean as much to you as they do to me, then maybe not. So we'll have to start closing out. I mean, and I'm gonna, after this episode, Amber, you know where I'm gonna go?
You're gonna look at more atlases.
Yeah, I'm gonna go run up and look at more atlases just to be fed.
Yeah. Get the atlas fixin'.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, folks. The next time you find yourself in a library, don't just pass by the atlas section. Take a moment to explore. You might find yourself navigating through a world far different from the one you know today.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Loud Librarians. Remember, the world is always worth mapping. Oops, we mean that. Remember to follow us on the pod. Follow our pod at Loud Librarians Pod on Instagram. We'll see you next time.